I don't know why I'm just sitting here. Hey, what's up, Scott Balkan here with Imagination Creation Films, and today it is Friday, and it is the 21st of October. You know what that means? That's right, it's Friday, which I clearly stated, and that means it's time for the live stream. That's right, the live stream. That's what we do. Oh, hey, Bill. How's it? Aren't you? You must be delayed still, I guess. That's okay. You know, it's all good. So yes, hello, Timmy. It is live stream time, and that means that it means that I'm live, and you're live, and together, synergy. We have a conversation about filmmaking, all things film, music, not so much music, but photography, also known as photography, all the good things, audio. I mean, lots of cool things. I got some cool stuff to share today. I am excited to share some things. First, last week, sorry I had to cancel, had a little family health emergency. Everyone is okay now, but it literally happened. Well, it happened on Thursday, but everything seemed to be fine. And then Friday it didn't, and then we weren't sure. And then, so I just said, you know what? Let me just pull back a little bit, pause the live stream for the day, and I hope you understand. I wish there was a way on YouTube, I guess a short, there is a way, but I wish there was an easy way for me to just say, hey, sorry, no live stream. But we are live today. We got the Timmy in the house. We got the Johnny in the house. Hey, Johnny. We got Gregory. Hello, Greg. We've got Johnny. Is that an Apple Watch? Oh, it is not an Ultra. I'm not paying that much. We've got Jeremy. Hello, Jeremy. Greg says hello. Brandon, hello. New here, first time. Welcome, Brandon. It is so good for you to join us. It's a conversation. So this isn't me just doing some demonstration on my Friday live streams. Brandon, this is just for you. This is Q&A. This is interaction. So if you have a question about filmmaking, if I know the answer, I will blurt it out. If I don't, I'll send a lifeline out to the audience out here where they will answer your question for you. Or if they don't have the answer to your question, we will go out and find that answer and try to get it for you. Ultimately, we're not know-it-alls around here. We are filmmakers who are learning stuff every single day, and we're sharing. And this is a community. It's a community of filmmakers, by filmmakers, for filmmakers, something filmmakers. So welcome, Brandon. CG, whoops, skipped right over. Well, everything moving so fast here. Hello, CG, how are you? Johnny, welcome, Brandon. Yep, welcome. Thank you. You're welcome. Yep. Family has to come first, Scott. Of course, we get it. It does. And I knew everyone would understand it. It's I get it. You all get it. Everything is wonderful. We've got Luca. Hello, Luca. Had to run a little late today. I kind of want to do the 4 o'clock thing with my time. I like that. I don't know. My European friends definitely like the earlier times, so I'm kind of leaning towards the 4 so I can still keep it there. But, happiness and all. And I had to take a friend, Bill, there in the well, he's over here in your chat, I think. Right? This guy. You have him down there? Okay, so, yeah, Bill, I had to take him to the airport, and we were rushing, and your FJ handles great. I didn't know they would go 120. I mean, I'm just saying. I'm just kidding. Of course, I don't know that they go 120 because I didn't go 120. Love it. Love this community. Brandon, I knew you would love it. We were all just talking about you the other day. We're like, if Brandon would show up, it would be great. But feel free, Brandon, if you have any questions about anything. We all are here to share and all the good stuff. Gregory says, good to hear everyone is okay. Yes, that's good stuff. 0 o'clock here. Baby just fell asleep, so it's perfect timing. That means you're good, Gregory, for a solid 3-hour tour. A 3-hour tour. What do you think about the R5 artificial overheating allegations and the RF third-party controversy? Hard time to be a Canon fanboy. R5 artificial overheating, that one, I am not going to defend Canon on that. You know darn well that was to give them a reason for them to not pay the camcorder tax for the European Union, so they have that 30-minute time limit record. So, and then when everybody clearly blew that one out of the water, they're like, okay, we'll fix that one. I wish camera companies would stop artificially limiting stuff. I don't like it. I was just having that conversation with Bill Howard there. RF third-party controversy, I do not believe that is a controversy. And I talked about it last weekend, but RF is a patented mount from Canon. And any manufacturer that would like to make lenses using the RF mount, using their electronic and autofocus technologies, license it from Canon. You do that, you can make all the lenses you want. I know this. Everybody else knows this. They gave up on EF a long time ago. That's why there's so many manufacturers that were able to do EF. They didn't care. RF is their new baby. They need to protect it. I don't have a problem with that. And I think you will find a lot of cool lenses coming on RF platforms. So I'm not worried about that at all. Wow, everybody just it's ding, ding, ding. Gregory says, hey, Luca. Tim says, R5 no longer overheats. Yes, that is correct. And I think that's what Johnny was talking about. That, yeah, the firmware just magically fixed it. It's like, whoops. I mean, the truth is that cameras can handle, well, chips, CPUs, they can handle a lot more heat than they're told they can. Just look at Intel and overclocking and AMD and all that. So these processors, they want a comfortable experience. They don't want somebody to have a hot camera, but they also don't want people complaining on the internet, which is what they do. CG got the Gemini up and running. Tell me what all you had to do, because CG got this Gemini with some water damage, and I would love to know all that was happening on with that. That's pretty cool, dude. You are far, far better at taking apart Reds than I am. I've been hurt before. No, I've hurt before. That's what I mean, Tim. People are saying the overheating was deliberate to upsell the R5C on purpose. It's not necessarily an upsell, because it's like the Sony cinema cameras, the X3, whatever it is. The X. Why can't I think of it? It's the A7S3 and the FX3. Dadgummit. The FX3, where one of them is cinema, one of them is camera. But the truth is they're the same thing. They just have different feels to them. Why not just let them be the same thing and let people choose? It's annoying, but I get it. Canon was being stupid about the limit. No excuse there. Yeah, I'm not going to defend them. I will defend companies on reasonable decisions. Protecting their IP, completely defend that. Not protecting not protecting their IP, I'd defend them not doing that too. But the overheating thing, yeah. Jeremy says, in my opinion, Canon is dropping the ball on its Cinema EOS line announcements, releases. I'm very ready for the new C500, C300, C700. I just don't know that they're selling as well as they would like. So I'm not sure there's going to be any new drops anytime soon on these. We'll see. Those new RFS lenses are pretty nice and affordable. They are. I mean, Canon makes some great glass. My literal favorite piece of glass on the planet is, well, for sharpness and for usability, is the 70-200 f2.8 Mark II of Canon, because it's stellar glass. It's incredible glass. It's unbelievable glass. And Canon makes some great stuff. Just because the outside is plasticky doesn't mean the inside is bad. Johnny says, I noticed, GD, you have been making some awesome looking armored RF lenses, so clearly it's doable. Will you be reviewing those? I don't know if I'll be reviewing those. I don't know how easy I can get my hands on them. I feel like if I was going to be doing a review, it would be coming very, very soon. They're pretty good. No, we can talk about these today. I have them over here, just on the side of things to chat about. They're actually really cool. And it's funny, the controversy around there, which there literally is no controversy. Let's see here. Frame.io news of the week for me and my friends. V-Raptor buck up. Will 5G on mobile be enough? No, 5G is not going to be enough. And I mean, it's going to be interesting how this all plays out. There's not enough bandwidth on any of this. In LA, it's almost impossible to get enough bandwidth anywhere to upload this stuff. That being said, it's gonna happen. It's coming. I can see like Starlink hops happening really soon. Get your direct for video or video production quality Starlink service, which has huge uploads. I can see that. That's a market, Elon, if you haven't thought about it already. But like Frame.io, Frame.io is killing it. You got to give it to them for that. Amazing news. The straight to cloud is pretty cool. As much as I hate cloud, that's pretty cool. I'll give them that. CG said, I had to tear it apart completely, put it through corrosion wash. Sensor gave me a bit of a trouble because it can't be submerged. Spent about an hour doing that one by hand. Interesting. But it has a hard time starting up though. Well, maybe running it for a period of time will help it kind of sink into things. So, things that we can chat about today. I've got quite a bit of things to chat about. Is the puppy cam? I don't see it. Nope, he's turned his head. He was being incredibly cute, and he had his face pointed directly at the camera. So I was like, we'll have the puppy cam, but he's being Rex. He's not going to do whatever it is I want him to do. But one of the first things that I want to chat about is pretty cool. And I need to go. Wait, let's see here. We got more message here. Scooby-Doo-Doo-Doo-Doo. Also, I do need to mention storms are in the area, so you know the drill. We may drop at any moment, and I hope we don't have a power outage. But you know, lightning, thunderstorms, rain, loud noises, all that good stuff. But that will not stop me from using this prop today. So excited about the stuff you can chat about today. This is true. And Johnny, we will talk about that in just a moment. I'm going to go grab something real quick because I think it is really cool. Just got to go grab it. It's you know, okay, so this is what I have been working on here, and well, this is going to be Mr. Scott. He looks just like me. Well, that's not the scale. But we have movable parts, and we have arms, and he's got muscles like I don't. And I'll of course fatten him up like I am, so that we. It's really creepy. There's epoxy on there, and I'm going to cover him with clay, and we'll see what kind of trouble Scott and his creepy and proper pals can get into. And okay, a package. All right. Seems quite reasonable. A little weird that, okay. What is this? It is heavy. What is that? Kind of like rumbling. I mean, I'd probably be concerned if it was like ticking. Well, I guess really that stuff doesn't tick anymore, does it? Digital doesn't tick. I mean, I said it has ticks. Let's see. Been looking for this for quite a while, and it's the new V-Raptor scale model from Revar Cine, and he's almost completely sold out, and he wanted me to show this off. I wanted to show it off too, but who did this come from? This is not a package that Ryan would send. Totem Inc. Oh, that's a little weird, but this thing is really heavy. It's got some real heft to it, but I'm a little. It's weird. It's like it's humming. I would not expect that. And it's really cold, like disturbingly cold. Huh. I just don't know why. I don't even know why there's glowing in the box. Something weird with that. All right. Okay, this is what I was looking for years and years ago. I was into ghost hunting, and I, of course, have a Mel meter, which should detect anything abnormal. But you know how these things work. By the way, there's no ghosts. And, this was just like, let's just throw $100 down the tubes. But this doesn't feel right. So, let's see, power it on, set my range, start recording, and Am I recording or streaming? Someone tell me if I'm streaming or not. I don't even know. Takes like 12 seconds to know. You must buy the V-Raptor model. Rebar City has only a few left. Coupon codes do not work. Don't try them. But please use my affiliate link because it makes Ryan happy. And don't forget to buy everything in this store. Am I even streaming? What's the point? Ooh, sorry about that. So yeah, the baby V-Raptor. It's out of focus. How about focus? Not really? We're you just, you could focus if you wanted. Oh, that's not the Sony lens. There's no autofocus on that. This thing is really, really slick. Yeah, Ryan sent this one over. This is the pre-production unit over to me with the, this is the Atlas lens on here, anamorphic. It is really slick. If you're a red lover, even go into the territory of fanboy, if you will, this thing is worth it. It is so cool. I cannot wait to get mine. Yes, I did buy mine. No, I don't get a free one. But he sent this to me so I could kind of show it off. I mean, it is really cool. It weighs a ton. It also seems to be a little possessed. I mean, the detail on this, if I had the autofocus lens on there, the detail is incredible. I mean, it looks exactly like a V-Raptor and a nice lens. It's really slick. They are running out of these. This is their last push, I think, for these. I don't think he has very many left. Please don't try to use the coupon code. He will have to cancel it. If you succeed in getting the coupon code on there, he will have to cancel it. Please don't. There's just no markup in these. He's just selling these for fun. So you can use my affiliate link down below if you are interested in buying one of these. I don't even think I get affiliate. In fact, I'm pretty sure I don't, and that's fine. But I mean, really, this is slick, and you can get them with Tacchina Vista lenses. You can get them, and this is the V-Raptor. I have no idea if anything else is coming, but I mean, these are really slick. There's going to be a little mini review on this, literally a mini review, a mini. Yeah, you got it. I get it. So if you have any questions on that, we can chat about that. I was going to show something else really cool, really groundbreaking. I mean, I'm really excited for it. And then I was told, no, you're not allowed to talk about it until next week. And I was like, no, I really, really wanted to talk about it. I can't tell you what it is. I can't tell you who it's from. I can just tell you that it's really, really cool, and you're not going to want to miss it. Yeah, so do stay tuned next week for something. I don't know what or from who, but something will be really, really exciting. Well, that's enough coffee. That's probably why I felt haunted earlier. And then we can talk about, we're going to talk about the Resolve on iPad, and we can absolutely talk about these RF lenses now. They are released and really, really slick. We can also talk about stop motion with Creepy Scott. Well, this one's regular Scott, but Creepy Scott and Proper Scott will all be part of the thing. So let me go back now. I feel like I skipped some time. I don't really know what was happening. So I just want to see what everybody was saying. I also hope that was funny. I wanted to do something funny, but different. And it seemed like the right time. So you get it. Freaky Friday. I do like that it sold so well that everybody was like, everybody's answering the questions. Perfect. My dog just ran out. It was some weird weather. It was it seemed to stop. Which is good. I hope the sun comes out here shortly. What a strange experience that was. Agreed. What are your thoughts on the newly released small rig Magic Fizz wireless phone? It looks pretty interesting. I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt that it's pretty cool. I would very much be interested in reviewing that, and I said as much. I will reach out to them and tell them, all right, this might be one of those times where we can do something. We'll see, but it'll always be a fair and honest review. I do have some bunches of stuff to review. It's great. It's like review season again. It's like, yay. And it says, I definitely want one. I realize they feel like they're pricey, but I promise you, when you see this and you see the detail that's in this, and I am not joking, like the detail is incredible, down to the little red eject button and the red switch right here on the side, which you can't quite see. I mean, it is beefy, it is solid, it is machined. I mean, it costs a lot to make. So, yeah. Do you think the V-Raptor beats the Alexa Mini for solo shooters? Oh, the V-Raptor destroys the Alexa Mini. I mean, without question. I mean, the Alexa has a nice image, but they are not on the same ballpark. They're not even close to the same ballpark. You can get like 4, maybe 8 times the camera with a V-Raptor over an Alexa Mini, and they're the same size. Did you get compressed RAW? Yeah. Definitely, Johnny. Yep. For the life of me, I can't imagine a scenario where an Alexa Mini could be better, besides if you like the out-of-the-box Alexa look. I mean, if you like the out-of-the-box Alexa look, your Red can make that. That's not hard. I love the Alexa image, but I think the V-Raptor is such a better value in virtually every way. It is, I mean, the Alexa Mini is timeless, but its future is not huge. I mean, there will always be stuff that's made with it. That's fine. It's a great camera, but people are not going to be saying, give me the Alexa Mini. They're going to be asking for the Alexa 35, and they're going to be asking for the Venice 2 and the latest of everything. But V-Raptor XL, that's still a cut above the others, like a lot. It's considerable. I got my order placed early, and I'll be very excited to get my mini V-Raptor model with lenses. An amazing display piece for the, yes, it is literally, when I saw it, I knew I had to have it. And I told him, I was like, yep, I'm buying one. Even when he told me the price, I'm like, okay, I can't buy 7 of them. I'll buy one. But yeah, it's going to sit on my desk happily. It might sit back here too. You never know. Johnny, for my type of shooting scenario, yes, the V-Raptor makes more sense than Alexa Mini, used same price, plus it makes a perfect A-cam next to my Komodo. Indeed. I'd love to see what Scott's Komodo looks like on the live stream versus the Sony. I could do that. I can't do it today. I've had the Komodo on here several times on my live streams. The real negative with the live stream, I will shoot some reviews with Komodo. Well, I mean, there'll be some stuff reviewed with Komodo here shortly. And that you can see. These live streams, unfortunately, are only 720 or 720p. Well, we're literally going, well, 720.00. And that's because StreamYard costs a fortune, and I don't make any money on YouTube. I really don't. But whoever bought the Nikon on B&H, thank you. I appreciate that. That will actually pay for StreamYard for a little bit. But StreamYard to do 1080 is really expensive per month, and it's just not there. I don't even have enough revenue from YouTube to pay for that. So that tells you how little I make on the YouTube. So then I do this out of love, a little bit of money, but mostly love. Just a little bit of money. I mean, it's literally about that, but it's mostly love. But it would be far better experience, Johnny, to see Komodo on one of my normal videos because it'll be 4K rather than 720.00p. But if you go back to my old live streams, I have Komodo I've used Komodo on live stream. I've used the Sony's on live stream. I've used GH5s on live streams. I've used VHS on live streams. Yes, go back, look them up. I'm going to do a live stream soon with 2 VHSs. Because why not? Would be interesting to see the Nucleus Nano 2 more than the smaller. We'll see. We'll see what they all do. Will the Komodo expander module work on our Kessler quick receiver? Thank you as always. I don't see any reason why it would not. Because it's a flat bottom. I'm fairly certain, someone correct me if I'm wrong, but the expander module goes on the bottom and it's completely flat. So you can put whatever you want to on the bottom. So it should absolutely work with quick receivers. You just got to put Marcus Swiss on the bottom, especially a quick stand. Gotta love these things. See, look, I'm not afraid of it falling because it's got a stand. Kessler, 5% off. Link down below. I mean, that's 5% off. You know how hard it was to line up all these plants? It was pretty wild. You'd better book up Mr. Scott so he can shoot with that V-Raptor Mini. Yeah, I feel like my voice is cracked. Wow, that's weird. I feel like that the V-Raptor Mini might be reviewed by one of these guys right here. I just got that feeling. You've got that review feeling. Stick to your day job. And we'll just, there we go. Oh, the sun came back out. Isn't that nice? Gotta love Sidus Link for aperture. New aperture stuff coming. I guess I could say that. I think I can. The Timmy's question. Well, it's not merely a question. Bringing the puppets. The puppets are coming back, without question. They are coming back. We've got work being done as we speak. Every night, a little bit of work is done on Nave, the Puppet DP, as well as several We're a Cult videos coming very soon, very, very soon. Technoir V-Raptor Mini. This is the V-Raptor Mini. It's very small. It is a half-size scale model of the V-Raptor. It does not work, unfortunately, but it is machined out of a single piece of billet aluminum with your choice of Tachina lenses or Vista primes on there. It's pretty amazing. You can go back and watch. I did a little bit of a talk about it earlier in the live stream. Well, someone did. Nucleus Nano 2. Let's see if they come up with a LiDAR horn system sensor. I think so. It's weird that these are going in like weird orders. It's like I see something come up here and then it puts it in a different order over here. It's weird. So the new A7R5 has been leaked and confirmed to have AI machine learning autofocus. Any thoughts on how this will be implemented and what it will mean for the future? It will mean exactly what you've been seeing on the best autofocus systems, like on the A1. You've been using machine learning for a long time, and that's basically identifying eyeballs, identifying facial features, that kind of things, and being able to track that. That's all the machine learning that they're talking about is coming. So yeah, the A1 autofocus is pretty fast and spectacular. And that will be on the A7R5. What is interesting about the A7R5 is it's going to be using, it looks like the same sensor as the A7R4, which was not a great sensor. I don't know if you all noticed that, but the dynamic range was kind of and it kind of looked And the A7R3 was actually better than, well, 4, yeah, is better. People are saying that they think it's going to come with 8K video. I would bet that it's not going to be 8K video. I would bet they would not want to hone in on the price of the A1, because A7R4 and the A1, they can't be the same price, and the A1 is more expensive. It's going to have something. Gregory says, awesome. I've been watching that We're a Cult video every now and then. Yeah, that was not actually the very first video I wanted to do on that one, but it was one I could do very quickly at the time, and it takes my wife to help shoot these, because there's a lot of hands. Puppets are handsy. Yeah, and so, yeah, it takes a lot of work. So it takes coordination with the wife, and she has to want to be in the mood and to play a little puppet action, you know what I'm saying? And, yeah, it's coming. It really is. Jeremy says, is there a way to cable directly from an iPhone, iPad to the Raptor for lower latency control and viewing via the app? Well, whatever's in the Raptor, whatever's in the Komodo is in the Raptor plus some. I don't believe you can do it to the iPad or iPhone with lower latency. I don't think there's a way to do that. Not yet. But what I can tell you is that if you want it to perform really well, get one of these antennas. This 2 gigahertz, 5 gigahertz, 2.4 gigahertz, 5 gigahertz, reverse polarity, or SMA, reverse polarity, RP SMA, antenna. By this antenna sticking up beyond the chassis, the range on this, way, way better. Also, very few chop frames. It's really good. Oh, hello, Ollie. How are you? You missed all the fun and shenanigans earlier. You'll have to go back and rewatch the beginning. Trust me, you'll want to do so. For Raptor's USB-C socket where you plug directly onto the camera, I don't believe that socket is for video. There is, I think it's proprietary, and there's a second socket that I believe is only for a specific purpose. And to date, I do not believe that that is for video. I have no knowledge on that other than I know it can't be used right now. If you were investing in a medium solo shooter cinema kit, including lenses, would you go for Sony FX6 plus GMs or C70 with RFL lenses? My gut tells me the FX6. I think the FX6 looks really, really good, and you have exceptional low light. The C70, you have pretty good low light. It's a Super 35 format versus the FX6's full frame. But C70 has some strong points and some weak points. I mean, it just depends on the ecosystem you're going to be. What would your second camera be? Because that would probably answer the first question. Scott, is it true you were a hand model? Nope. I have the worst cuticles on the planet. If you look at any of my videos with close-ups, you will see the cuticles, they're cracked and everything. I would never be a hand model, but I could totally Vanna White whatever you'd like with cracked cuticles. Yes, there is a way. It's made by AccuSync and turns HDMI into a Lightning or USB monitor with zero. It's not zero latency. It cannot be, because that's already been established that the Lightning port has something like 100 milliseconds of latency or something like that. So I've seen a lot of this AccuSync, but I do not believe that it is going to be zero latency. Hello, Bob. How are you, buddy? Haven't seen you on here in a while, but hope you're doing well, Bob. Have you seen the little tiny V Raptor? It's so cute. It's it honestly, it smells like cupcakes, and the reason it's really, oh God, go away. Bye bye. Yep, that's history. I mean, like, anybody's ever going to click on that stuff? It's pretty funny. Pretty funny. Okay, so I always had the impression that the socket on the back did what Komodo link adapter does, but in 1080. I don't believe that is the case. Tim says, I have the C70 and love it. And Johnny says, after point. Scott definitely had a hand in his career before. I can moderate if you want to give me privileges, mate. I appreciate it. I don't really have, I have one moderator, and he's busy at times, but I can handle it. It's no problem. Gregory's like, I was going to click on that. I mean, Bob probably hit everything on the head of what you would get on that. Bob was like, yes, I was totally privy up to, yeah, me too. It sucked that I couldn't say anything, and it was kind of shocking the way it was just announced. And I was like, what happened to the fanfare and all the cool stuff? And it was just, here it is. All right, there you go. Would you build a pro psych wall that was 8 foot 4 inches tall, 14 foot by 10 foot 8. I'm very concerned about the ceiling height. I just have a floor joist above it. So I would not build a, I mean, you could get away with it as long as it was, I think you're going to need to be wider than that and deeper. And the reason I say that, I had a 10-foot wide cyc wall here, and I have 10-foot ceilings. And I went out 10 feet, and you can hit that top very quickly. So in order for you to not hit that top, you're going to have to be angled down more, which means you're going to need more landing area down there. It's probably a tough sell 8-4 because you're going to have lights in there. That's going to be tough. It could be done, but it's going to be tough. Really is. And you're probably looking at 16 feet wide and probably looking at 12-ish feet deep just to be able to sell it at the angles. Yeah. And you're right to be concerned about it. I do have a floor joist above to wedge things into. That would help with some of the lights, but I mean, you don't want shadows, so they really have to be out. Yeah, I can tell you right now, I built this with 10-foot ceilings, and I wish I had 16-foot ceilings all day long. Using it for, now if you're white, if you're doing white cyc, probably could get away with it a little more. But it is going to be a tough one at that ceiling height. Use it for corporate shoots and learning VR. Yeah, you're just not going to have the freedom. If you look back, I did a not a VR, but a 3D set for a while. Was playing with it. You go back and find that video. It's pretty cheesy. And it was a pain. It was a pain in here. Tim Doust did all the 3D work for me. Did a great job. Looked great. But it was such a pain in my studio to shoot, and I had to abandon it. It just, yeah. How do you think the FX6 compares to the likes of the Komodo? FX6 is going to be sharper. It's going to have lower effective noise because it has signal processing, and it's going to have much lower low light capability. But the Komodo has global shutter, which is truly amazing. And once you see it, you kind of can't not see it. You kind of want it in your life again. And Komodo is much more cinematic. And I can say that I know that it's like the most overused term on the planet. But it is, people say, oh, it's not very sharp. Well, it's because there's no sharpening. The FX6 has sharpening. You could add sharpening to Komodo, and it looks like an FX6 at that point. It looks very cinematic, very filmic out of it. But you got to feed it a lot of light, a lot less light than you had to feed a Dragon. But, I mean, Komodo looks fantastic. But, I mean, FX6 is going to have in-camera stabilization. You're going to get 4K 120, whereas this you're getting 4K 60. So, you know, there's a lot of give and takes there. And it's really all about, you know, what you're actually going to do with it. And like I asked you before, what's your second camera going to be? Because eventually you're going to have to decide that. I can't believe Rex refuses to be on camera now. Really? We're coming back? Bye-bye. I mean, you're really not going to be here, and I can totally block all of this. This is not hard. I'll tell you what. Let me just go ahead and block the word now, because that will make it super easy. Let's see here. Automated filters. Blocked words. Let's add in the word right there. There we go. That's all done. Bye-bye. That one won't be back, but I'm sure they will just change their wording. Why does Scott light his... It's like, welcome to today's sponsor. That's not today's sponsor. Nor is this. I don't even know what this is. This is a prop. I guess there is a video comparison between the two on YouTube. FX6 looks straight video, like Komodo really looks like a movie. It's hard to explain. You're very much right, and I can absolutely do that comparison. I don't know why I haven't done it. Honestly, I don't know why. I should probably do it. I have the A7S III. It's the same sensor, the same capabilities as the FX6, just in a different package. So I can do that for you. I will. Don't look for it real quick, but I will do it. Yes, it looks straight up. You can do things to the FX6 and or A7S III sensor to make it less video, but can't do a whole lot. To my experience, Komodo is not that hungry for light as thought. I agree, and I will shoot Komodo at 2000 ISO. I will absolutely shoot it at that. It is not unusable at that ISO. I've shot it at 3200, the slight denoising, and I was totally happy. A Dragon, I would not go over 1600. Which, if anybody's looking for Dragon, I am literally about to sell it. So if anybody is looking for Dragon X, a complete kit with all the bells and whistles, everything under the sun, way more than what a lot of people have. Minus batteries. I won't be selling the batteries. That will be for sale soon. So if you know anyone that's looking for such a thing. Yep. But now, how will we talk about Sony with urgency? Do you have any experience with the Apple M1 Studio? Yes. So I have the MacBook Pro Max, which is maxed out, and it's fantastic. And my friend Tommy, who was on here earlier, Tommy, you still on here, buddy? He may or may not be. I saw him earlier. He was on at the very beginning. Pretty sure, wasn't he? Maybe it's a ghost. Another one. Tommy has the M1 Ultra Studio, and we have done many comparisons together, and it is faster. What I would tell you is that there is no benefit to buying the 64-core GPU over the 48-core GPU. And if you are running Resolve, I have found no benefit to 128 gig of RAM over 64 gig of RAM. Every comparison out there that I've ever seen, you're never going to hit. You're never going to use the 64 gig, more than 64 gig. I've heard of few people who can max it out using Adobe products, but what does that tell you? It just tells you how bloated Adobe is. And things to consider is also the FX6 is ready to shoot. Komodo, absolutely not, although you can use it like a GoPro. Yes, the FX6 is it is designed to be a mini run-and-gun documentary camera. You could absolutely use it for films and such. It just has a very unique look. I find the image very pleasing myself. It is video-ish. You can make it cinematic. The low light capabilities, I mean, look how beautiful that floor looks. You can actually see the dirt, but it's not perfect. Nor is my floor. It looks quite bad. There used to be a dog there. But it's, you turn it on and it's ready to roll really quick. Komodo, a little slower to boot, a lot slower, a lot faster than say DSMC 1 was. But yeah. Johnny says, how much will a used Dragon go for? My gut is telling me now, with everything that I'm going to include, that it's probably going to sell for about 12. I'm going to ask 13, and it's going to sell for 12. I mean, I'm the worst salesman on the planet, right? I'm like, here's my lowest price right here. I think it's going to sell somewhere around 12 because I have a 7-inch monitor. I have two 512 Red Mags. I have the Red Mag readers or Mini Mag readers. I have, let's see, I have a lot of things. I have a bunch of wooden camera and some bright tangerine accessories, and I have cages and I mean, there's a bunch on the Dragon. Plus, it has the V-mount I/O adapter on the back. It's over there. I had to move it because continuity with that earlier. But I'm guessing about 12. Great points, Ollie. Yep. If you're using, sorry. Also, Johnny, the M1 Studio, it is fast as heck for video, as fast as hell for video editing, especially with Resolve. It tears through red raw like butter. I mean, honestly, FX6, it's nothing for it. That's just H.265 or H.264. It's nothing. I can do it all day long on my Ultra. I can edit 8K on my Ultra, no problem at all. I'm sorry, not Ultra, Max, my MacBook Pro Max. And there's about to be a M2 MacBook Pro Max, and I don't know if it's going to be that much better. We will see. M2 is not looking so fast right now. Yeah, we will come back around to Resolve on iPad because there's some interesting things with that. Good old points. Okay. If you're using 8K textures for VFX and CFD, then 128 gig is not enough. Fair enough. But are you using it on Apple? And I mean, most people that are doing VFX work are probably on PC. And I get that. Does that antenna come with Raptor? This antenna? No, this is an aftermarket antenna. I will link to it. Let me grab the link. It'll be an affiliate link, just so you know, because I care, and you do too. But what's funny is most people who buy stuff off my links, they're in Europe, so okay, come on now. Really? Copy. Come on. I'm gonna post it down here in the live stream. This is the antenna that you want for. Really? Didn't copy. Copy. Come on, paste. Really? It refuses to let me paste. Seriously. I am the moderator here. I will put a link in the show notes down below. They're like $6 for a 2-pack. They're nothing, but you definitely need a specific one, reverse polarity. I have a large one. Yeah, V-Raptor came with a longer than Komodo did. Komodo's was a stubby, and V-Raptor's a little bit longer. But, well, no, V-Raptor's is the little stubby off the back. Interesting. Ramesh, Canon EOS M with Magic Lantern. Loving the image I'm getting out of it. Tried Magic Lantern before? Yes. I have used Magic Lantern back when it was originally the thing on the 5D Mark III, and I had 2 EOS M's with Magic Lantern. And I have 2 7Ds, Canon 7Ds over there that I use Magic Lantern on. They work really nice. I mean, You're not getting a huge amount of dynamic range, but you are getting some raw, and you're getting some cool capabilities. It's Magic Lantern was really neat, and it also proved that Canon once again was holding back. Johnny says, have you watched The House of the Dragon, Scott? I love it. I tried. I might go back when I can binge it, but the wife and I, we watched the first episode, and we could not get into it. I don't know if it was something about that particular moment in time, but we really tried, and it was just so incredibly boring. Nothing was happening. It just felt meh. Do you think it's stupid to invest in the EF mount cameras just now? I'm still a huge fan of C300 Mark III and Ursa G2. I do not believe that the Ursa G2 it's a good camera, but I don't think it's worth investing in right now. I mean, I don't have a problem with EF glass. I own a ton of it, and I'm not going to sell my EF glass. EF glass adapts to basically all mirrorless, and it works just fine. Let's see here. Are you team black or green, Gregory? That sounds like an inside comment. Been holding back for the M2 Max. Got some inside info that is worth it. What's coming for the Mac Pro will be worth it. Yes, but for the laptops, it will not be worth it because the 16-inch MacBook Pro right now is thermally maxed out with the M1 Max. So M2 is a higher heat load. That's going to be a problem. VFX on Apple, Houdini, Nuke, and Fusion. Yeah, Fusion, yeah. But even on Fusion, I mean, I'm not a huge VFX person. I will give you that. Everything I've done in Fusion, I've rarely exceeded 40 gig in size. Yeah, Gregory, spill what you know. Go ahead and spill. I mean, I know what they're doing on the M2. It's not going to be called the Ultra. It's called the oh man, it's got a silly name. But it's basically stacking processors. It's kind of interesting how they're doing it. Holding out for the next generation of Mac Pro has been a long wait, and you're going to continue to wait until next year. For the release of M1, certain things in the architecture couldn't be included, but the M2 has some extra bells and whistles that couldn't make it on time. Yes, and that is the vertical integration, which allows the ability to go beyond 2 CPUs, CPU packages. House of Dragon is a pain to watch. Yes, we completely agree on that. Johnny Brooks, absolutely not. Remember, the current industry standard is still RAPL. It matters if you want absolute sharpest lenses on video. Doesn't matter that much. Yeah. But the camera needs to have user swappable mount. Yes, that is completely accurate. House of Dragon gets better in a hurry, Scott. Well, does it get better in 5 minutes of the second episode? Because we haven't started that one. TDP on the M2 with the 3D architecture has improved. Well, yes, that is the case. But the 3D architecture is not going to be in laptops. Not M2s. That will be on next gen M2 Studio, and it will be on the Mac Pro. Everything else is going to be standard 2 dimensions. Reach says, I'm with you, Scott, on not getting the same vibes as Game of Thrones. Oh, Game of Thrones was incredible. And I really think they could have helped it. And I don't know. I mean, I get that they have to introduce a whole new character universe, but you don't have to introduce it so quickly. Get us sold on a couple of people first. Had to push through it. Yep, get it. I'm also interested in everyone's take on Black Adam, because there's a whole lot of interesting there. Their lighting gets worse. Yes. Oh God, the dark cinematography. It's cheaper on VFX though, isn't it? And Johnny's like, seems like a good time to discuss DaVinci on iPad. Yes. It was interesting. I don't think Blackmagic was ready to discuss it. And Apple basically said, we're discussing it. And so DaVinci Blackmagic had to come out yesterday and do a lot of clarification. So there's a lot of problems with it. There's a lot of cool stuff with it. It is the color and the cut pages are the same code on iPad as it is on Mac, which is great. Their interface is very flexible on those two to support the iPad Pro. The edit page is not flexible, and they would either have to do a complete rework of it or come up with something completely new for the edit page. And I don't know about you, I live in the edit page. I do not use the cut page, not one bit. I tried to do the right thing. They tell you how to use it. I don't touch it. Don't want to have anything to do with it. I don't like it. To me, it's like, oh, you use Final Cut Pro X? Okay, here's your cut page. I'm not that guy. Edit page is me. I don't really use the media unless I'm importing a red clip that has multiple parts, and I have to do it through there, which is dumb. Just give it to me in the edit page. So where I think it'll be interesting is doing some remote work. So I think with the Blackmagic Cloud stuff, doing some remote color grading, especially with the screens on these iPad Pros. It's, I think it's going to be pretty cool for that. I also live in Fairlight, and that's not going to be in there, at least not at first. And then there's no deliver page, it's export, which is going to be interesting. We'll see. I will also be interested in how they're going to do our 3D. Because to my knowledge, and unless someone else knows anything, there is not a SDK for our 3Ds on iPhone or iOS. Does anybody have information that contradicts that? Because to my knowledge, it doesn't exist. And I think the way Mikkel is doing it is not directly R3D, or he's doing something else. And I don't know. So I would be interested in that. The interesting thing is the M1 iPads, they have M1. They're plenty capable. I edited Komodo footage all day long and Dragon footage all day long on my little MacBook M1 Air. It worked great. It was didn't do 8K hardly at all. That was a RAM limitation, but I mean, it cranked through it. It was really cool. So I have a lot of hopes for it. Yeah. Ollie says, use cut page for dumping footage in a timeline. Nope, not me. I drag everything straight into my edit, into my bins, and then I pull from there. That's how I've always edited. Probably why I'm not a feature editor. Also because I don't really want to edit when I grow up. I don't like rejection. And whatever you do as an editor, you get rejected. Oh, that's amazing. But that's not what we had in mind. Can we completely redo it faster, but show more clips? What is the cut page? I just hit it. Yes, exactly. And honestly, I don't feel like you need the other pages. The color page I do like. But like Fairlight could easily be a drop-down tab in the edit page. I don't see any reason why not. Because you're not going to do that audio at the same time you're going to do anything else. So why not just make it a tab? I don't know. It's weird. I'll just call it the annoying second startup screen. Whoops. Where'd it go? Ramesh says, do you think Resolve will ever support ProRes RAW and FCPX support BRAW? I don't know. Apple has a long history of holding grudges, and Blackmagic has a long history of pushing grudges. It's going to be a tough one. And I don't know. At some point, the industry will either call for it, one or the other. One of these is going to become more popular. Personally, my opinion is that Resolve is going to become the de facto editor. I believe they are doing all the right things in Resolve. The cameras, but Resolve, they know what the hell they're doing. And what they have been doing with 17 and 18 and just literally every little update is truly magical. So I think at some point, Apple's going to have to say, let's come together. Isn't there an R3D SDK for Apple Silicon? Yes. But Apple Silicon is not iOS. Apple Silicon is a hardware. So I don't know. My speculation is, and if Jared is listening, he can go, you're wrong. But my speculation is there's probably things, iOS being very locked down and iPad OS being very, very locked down, not like Google, that R3Ds may have problems making direct calls to hardware or something. I don't know. Johnny, thank you so much for the super sticker. I appreciate that, sir. I really, really do. That helps. That's super, super thoughtful of you, and I will give you minutes of custom ideation and admiration, and all the shins. I have never used proxies in my life. I've been working with red footage since 2011. Did someone say proxies? Yeah. Bob, I'm exactly with you. My entire life, I have never used proxies. Well, I'll take that back. I did try it one time when I was editing the V-Raptor 8K footage on the M1, not the Max, but the little MacBook Air. I tried it. I didn't like it. But all the way back, when shooting Dragon, my Dragon was 2015, is when I was shooting with Red. And every single computer that I've had, I never used proxies. I didn't have to. Red just works. And it was right about that time that the power for, not the top tier computers, but the mid tier computers were starting to really kick into overdrive. It is amazing to me. I believe that an iPad Pro, if it had an SDK, would stream 6K R3Ds all day long with no problem. And I think it could probably do 8K. And Gregory agrees completely. And Scott gives some moderation to Johnny. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate it. Thoughts on the rumored Canon R1 and what their next move with the C300 500 series might be? Well, 300 500 series, they're going to have to go 8K. Everybody has to go 8K. The question is, what are they going to do? I don't know. I would imagine at some point that Canon and Red would probably co-license stuff to each other because it's a platform that would then be mutually helpful to each other. I don't know. I literally do not know. And if someone did know, they wouldn't say, and they couldn't say. But I think, I would think that Canon would come out with something 8K, maybe with some compressed RAW. I don't know. But the R1, I do not know anything about the R1. You are the first I've heard of it, but I will admit, I've been all over the place lately. I will say that I was really trying the last 2 weeks to consider selling the two Sonys and getting an R5C. And I think I've completely talked myself out of it again. And for multiple reasons, but I just don't know that the R5C has it yet. I think the R6C or the R5D or whatever will be the next one. C is probably cinema, so I don't know. R5. I think it would probably be a lot better. Again, Johnny, thank you. Ollie says, I just don't get it. Why would anyone use the iPad for the same price as a comparable Mac? It's just getting a worse experience. Okay, Ollie, I'm there with you, but I'll give you. Years ago, when I switched from Apple to Windows or back to Windows, I attempted that 3 years ago, I think it was. And I bought the Microsoft Surface. I had a really killer laptop. And then I had my main Windows workstation. I started trying to use the Surface more. And I kind of liked that. When I said, no, this interconnectivity sucks. I also had the Galaxy phone. And I went back to Apple. I went with the iPad Pro. And I have to say that my desires for using my laptop as a laptop are that much now. With the exception of editing and needing to do big things when I travel. But a lot of times when I travel, I'm just taking the iPad. And iPad Pro. It shocks me how much this experience has changed. And for fairness, I do art stuff on it with the pencil. Bing. And I do a lot of web surfing. Tons of web surfing. And if Safari did not have the desktop experience on iPad Pro, I would probably not be using an iPad. Because I've had iPads all the way back to the beginning. And I never used them. I never used them for anything other than, hey, I'm sitting on the toilet. What should I do? Well, let's read a couple articles. That was the extent of my iPad experience. This changed everything. And I use I have the folding keyboard, and I do like it. I do like it a lot. And I sit in my easy chair in the evenings, and that is my jot stuff down, get stuff, and all kinds of cool stuff. Whoops, where'd I go? But I was there with you, Ollie, but I can't honestly say I have the same opinion anymore. I feel it has a purpose. Now, what I would really, really love is for them to just give the drawing experience to the laptop, and then I would not need an iPad. And they know this. That's why we don't have it, because they wouldn't sell any iPads then. I think it's the portability and the touch interface that can make certain tasks really easy to use and move on the iPad for 90% of my daily office work, just not for video editing. It's very true. Also, I will tell you, I don't touch my screen unless something is not working. I use the trackpad and I use my keyboard. I don't touch the screen. I use the pencil on the screen, but I don't touch it. I don't scroll with it. In fact, I dislike using that. Call me old. No, literally, you can just call me old. Technomar says, Magic Lantern was so dope. It still is dope for what they've worked on. Camille, hello, Camille. Are you going to the F1 this weekend? I am not. I got to go when it first opened, and it was incredible. But it's very expensive, a lot of traffic, and no, I'm not going to get to go, but I will watch it. Can someone educate me to what Magic Lantern was? Sure, Johnny. It was a consortium of people, programmers, who figured out how to reverse the firmware on certain cannons that allowed them to rewrite capabilities. So what they gave was, and it was back on the 5D Mark III, they unlocked the ability to record RAW using Cinema DNG, but recording RAW on the camera. Canon says it's not possible, and then here comes Magic Lantern. It's possible. They also unlocked a cool bunch of things like they had tool sets, they had audio meters, they had time-lapse ability. That was completely lacking in every DSLR of the time. Sony started including it, now Canon includes it. But before, they didn't, and Magic Lantern gave it all. EF Grass is great for R3D autofocus. Yeah, I agree with that. Yes. And it was for 5D Mark II. I have 5D Mark III, and it worked on certain ones. And they haven't done anything with it since, I think the 70 Mark II, I think was the last thing they've really done. Magic Lantern basically a jailbreak for, that's basically. When is the M2 iMac Pro in the queue? That's a good point. And that may have 3D chips in it, but springtime. Neat. Thanks. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. Go look up. If you have an old Canon camera, go look it up and see. It's a little kludgy how you have to use it. You cannot format your cards in your computer. You have to format it on camera because it has to load. It puts a marker in there so that it loads a fake firmware on boot or an operating system on boot. If it's not there, it just loads up regular Canon. So you still have it, but that boot flag is in there. So you do need to be able to reverse it back. What tips you about switching from Sony to the R5C, Scott? I think the C in the camera stands for compromise, not cinema. Well, I kind of agree. Main reason is it would be nice to be on one standard of glass that I can adapt to. For instance, Komodo ain't going nowhere in my production world. And V-Raptor Super 35, when that day comes, ain't going nowhere. And those are both RF. So RF, it's a viable platform for me to be on. They convert easily to EF. I have a ton of EF. They convert easy to PL. So it becomes very easy. So the idea being, I was buying some Sony glass, and I like the Sony glass, but I don't want to have Sony glass and can't use it on anything else. I dislike that. The RF lenses, quite honestly, I wasn't sure how good the RF lenses were. I played with the 28 to 70, which is a really good RF glass. But after getting the GDUs, I did not realize how good they were, even for the price. And we can definitely talk about these GDU lenses now. I don't have to just tease them. I have the GDU 16 and the 50. And you don't get any focus rings, but they are ruggedized. They're aluminum. They are super durable. It's all controlled in camera. And the picture is pretty amazing. I was really pleased. And that got me thinking that maybe it's time to switch to Canon. The problem I have with it is the R5C does not seem to have the dynamic range that I want. And that's a problem. Reach says, that's why I got the MacBook Air for travel, and I have the desktop at home, and I was using the MacBook Pros as desktops and never even thought about it. I honestly, today, if I was redoing my Mac world, I would have the 64 gig, 48 core studio back there. And for travel, I would probably have the little M2 MacBook Pro. Maybe the MacBook Air, but it would have 24 gig of RAM. And I'd probably be just fine with that. And I could DIT with that. I could do a lot with that. Gregory, is this for the V-Raptor Fund? It can be. Thank you, Greg. I appreciate that. I will always accept donations. I won't ask for them, but I will always accept them. And I appreciate that. There is a V-Raptor Fund. It's a very small fund right now. When I sell Dragon X, that will contribute greatly to the V-Raptor Fund. And I will be moving that way. That it is going to happen. It's absolutely going to happen. But thank you, Gregory. You get moments of idolation. You get all the shuns, the positive shuns. Thank you, Gregory. Maybe the iPad version will make me like the cut page. I doubt it. It's not going to make me like it. I can tell you. I literally last night when we were reading it, Bill Howard was here, and I was like, "Well, let's go look at the cut page again." So I went and looked at it. I was like, "No, I'm not using it. No, I despise it with a passion." But you know what I don't despise? Gregory, for his tremendously kind and wonderful gift, and Johnny for his tremendously kind and wonderful gift, but Gregory for his yellow. I don't know what yellow means, but Gregory says the iPad Pro is awesome for cat games. You know, it's funny. You remember when the cat, they could chase the mouse? My cats, both of them, played with the iPad for 5 minutes and loved it, and they won't touch it again. I was like, are cats smarter than humans? Kind of makes you wonder. I would consider myself a power user, so maybe it's just the wrong device for me. I am with you, Ollie. I really am. I consider myself a power user as well. My power is limited by my budget because I really think the M1 Studio would be a smarter decision for me than the MacBook Pro that I have. And I've recently looked at selling the MacBook Pro, but then I would have to get some type of M2, and the dollars, they don't make sense there. I would sell my MacBook Pro for like $3,500 maybe. Maybe I could get that much for it, and then turn around and spend $6,000 on an M1 Studio and a M2 MacBook Pro. I didn't think that was a very wise business decision. I think the Mac Pros are going to be devastating to the market if the software can figure out how to use these cores, because it does seem to be a problem. Look at all the benchmarks and all the real world stuff with the 64 core versus the 48 core GPUs on the Ultras. No one's getting anything extra out of those. Does anybody know of any where they're getting more? Gregory discussed the VFX for the memory, but I don't know, the GPU, it just seems like we're at some other bottleneck. Back to Canon being stupid and holding back features, I don't get why the R5 doesn't have anamorphic desqueeze or C-Log 2. I honestly think the R5 makes more sense for me than the R5C. I definitely don't like the bulkiness of the R5C, but they're not going to put C-Log 2 on it, I don't think, and they're not going to put the anamorphic desqueeze on it, so yeah, it's not going to be good for me. But you know what is good for me? Gregory. Appreciate you. I believe Jared said that the R3 is much more comparable. Yes, the R3 is and has far more dynamic range than the R5C considerably. It is about where Komodo is, which is to say a lot. V-Raptor has quite a lot more. The problem I have is I love to shoot time-lapse. And when I shoot time-lapse, I love to shoot 8K. And it's been a real struggle for me. I got the A7 IV over here, which is this one that's not using autofocus, and sold the A7R3. A7R3 was by far one of my favorite time-lapse cameras. The Dragon, also one of my favorite time-lapse cameras. The Komodo would be if it had 1 frame per second. One frame it has, if it had 180 degree shutter at 1 frame per second. The going to this, I had to downgrade to like 7.2K time lapse, which is okay. I can deal with that. A little bit of upscaling isn't going to hurt that. But it's been a real struggle. I missed the 8K, and so the R6 is 6K, and I did not want to go down further in my time lapses. Yeah, call me old fashioned, call me spoiled, but yeah, that's literally it. I will say that the Nikon Z9, after playing with it a little bit this past week, into the week, it makes some really pretty images. It really does. There's a lot of cool photos that Bill Howard shot of me, and I can't wait to go in and edit them all. But he, do I do. Is that plugged in? It is not plugged in, is it? That goes there. That goes, oh, maybe it is. Maybe I can do this. Okay, let me see. I can probably show you some of them now. If you haven't been on my Facebook page. This is the spirit of the Griswold family Christmas. Let's see here. Okay, so let's take this one. This one. That one's okay. This one. There we go. Send those over. And let's see if this shows up. This would be 1, 2, 3. So there's a cool photo from Bill Howard. Let me just remove Johnny's comment here real quick. Taken in my edit stall, and there's a little bit of a glimpse at the top of the what's coming. He also took this one. It's very nice. This one was not quite as sharp. Same. And then Creepy also got to be on camera. He likes to play with fire, apparently. He's very free, though. Creepy had a photo shoot, and I'm sorry, they're just too funny not to share. And Bill is a fantastic photographer, and I had a great old time with him hanging out this past week. So let's get back down to here. I can't wait to see some of your V-Raptor content once you get one. Yes, me too. I can't wait. I am really, really excited about V-Raptor, especially the Super 35. I like it. 1 year baby human, not cat. Oh, I got you. Well, okay. Baby humans like iPads. You know, what I know about baby humans, I've built and modified 2 of them over the years. They're both older and can buy me alcohol now. And it's so sad. And Gregory, I'll give you a great tip of advice if you don't already know it, but I will. You know what? Yeah, remind me to give you the advice for filming kids, and it's free. I mean, you didn't ask for it, so you get it anyway. But the baby humans, they're so much smarter than you know, and that's what cracks me up. When they can walk, their brain is so smart at that point, because it's funny. You'll see, once they discover where the power button is to anything, and you react to it, they're going to hit that power button. Back in my day, when I was little wee high, my kids would come right up to the computer, shut them down. I mean, every time. My oldest, oh man, that was her favorite thing to do. She'd come in all giggly. She'd get my attention. And she was like 13, 14, 15 months, something like that, is pretty bad. But the advice, and this is something that I did not do, and well, I did some, but not as much as I needed to. When you go to film your kids, and you're going to go on vacations, you're going to do all kinds of fun stuff with your kids, what I can tell you more than anything is where you're going is cool. And you can take some photos and some videos of that stuff, but turn the camera around on your kids. And when you go and you see something cool, when they get out and they see the Grand Canyon or the European Swiss Alps or whatever for the first time, point the camera at their faces. Because I promise you, later in life, the parts that you're going to want to watch is not going to be that trip to the Swiss Alps. You're going to go, that photo was beautiful in the Swiss Alps. You're going to want to watch the look on your kid's face. I promise. That is, so just keep the camera pointed at the kids, because it's all you're going to care about later, because they grow up so fast. I hit it by A7 IV and returned it after a week. What didn't you like about it, Johnny? There's definitely some issues with it, for sure. But I don't know that I hate it. I find it to be a good value. Reach says, what do you think about the FX30? I don't know. Everything that I saw on it, I mean, if you have an FX3 or even an FX6, that's a nice little companion. But I so like the full frame on the Sonys. And that's a weird thing for me because I like Super 35 everywhere else. And I don't know what that is. Maybe it's because I've only ever owned full frame Sonys. It's not true. I have owned several APS-C size, now that I think about it. But I love the full frame Sony look. So the FX30, I don't know. I don't know if the Super 35 will be it. The one thing I didn't like about it was it seemed to have a lot of noise compared to the A7S III. Yeah, it's a weird one. I think it's going to be comparable to the A7 IV because it just seems like the ISO default ISOs for those are somewhere in the same area. Camille says that, Johnny, why did you hate it? Yeah, it's a good question. The overall part quality was pretty low. EVF and viewfinder were low quality. Yeah, overheating regardless of settings, and the rolling shutter is horrific. Rolling shutter is horrific. Yes. Komodo, no rolling shutter, 0. That's global shutter. EVF is lower quality, yes. Overheating. What I found with that is if you have the screen up against the side of the back of the camera, it will overheat. I have never had it overheat with the screen popped out. Oddly enough, it was interesting when I was out filming nature with Komodo in Colorado a month or so back. And there was I looked at the temperature on there, and it literally said, "I'm overheating." It didn't say "I'm." It just said "overheating," and I was like, "Oh God!" I was like, "Where are the fans? Where are the fans?" And I mean, I didn't realize we lost fan control a long time ago. It didn't skip a beat. Did just fine. Camille says, "Thanks for the info. Now you go for the A7S3 or FX3." Yep. I own an A7S3 because I use the EVF and like taking stills for thumbnails. That's an interesting thing because I don't like taking photos with the A7S3. I'm actually really disappointed. I mean, I'm disappointed because the resolution is not there. Of course, the resolution is not there. It is what it is. Now, there was something. What was I reading? I forget. I don't know. Maybe I'm making this up. I swear I heard something about the A7S3 sensor. There is a version of it. It has to be a completely different version where it is binned. Or no, that's what it was. That the A7S3 sensor is actually a 26 megapixel sensor and it's binned. I believe that's what I was reading. And I got that from the astrophotography world where the cameras that we stick on the back of the telescopes, they have one with the imager from the A7S3 using the same part number, but they unlocked binning. So you can bin 1:1 or you can bin 2:2. And 2:2 gives you the 12 megapixels. 1:1 gives you 26. And I thought that was pretty interesting. It's in Europe, the Sonys are a bit costly. Interesting. And Camille, where are you at? You're not Finland. Are you Finland? No. Norway? I'm sorry, Camille. I don't remember where you're. I know you're up the northern part, right? I try to remember where everybody's from. I really try. But it would be interesting. I guess it's the VAT tax that gets you over there. That does make sense. Johnny says, "I think they're great value for the money, Camille, but you can make its price back quickly if you use it for your business. Canon are more overpriced, and though I'm a fanboy, I use the heck out of my A7S3 as a B cam for Komodo. Yeah, and I will use the A7S3 for A cam if that's what the client is paying for. And I think it makes a great image for corporate stuff." Greg says, "Oh yeah, she started walking last week. She figured out the power button for the washing machine and the TV and even climbed up and switched off the baby monitor." Yeah, watch their faces. It's funny. When they find a button, they push it and then they turn around and look for your reaction. We are our own cause of their enjoyments for pushing buttons. It's rather funny. But yeah, watch the reactions. Smiley face there. Some jazz in the background and a whiskey completes the picture. Yeah. I mean, I have coffee. It's the best hint I can give. Literally, it's the best hint I'm allowed to give. Mine overheated on high temp setting with the screen facing forwards. I was in the middle of a recording review. Yeah, last night. Yes. And that's exactly what has happened. When I open it up, I have never had it overheat. I mean, this is the A7 IV right here, and it is running continuously. There's the A7S3 doggo cam. No dog. Netherlands. Of course. I assume the VAT tax is pretty high, and the Netherlands has a pretty high tax, I guess. So yeah, I can definitely understand. Is there a cheap way you can get this stuff? I mean, if you buy it used, do you still have to pay the VAT tax on it? I don't know how that works over there. I just wonder, is there a cheaper way? King, hey King, just watching your Pro Light 300 video, Scott. Didn't know you were back doing lives. I am back. I am back, and stay tuned for some Pro Light goodness. Wow, I couldn't do that again if I wanted. Yes, I am back. A7S 3 body is $4,150 in my. Well, and I don't know. I don't know what that. Can you convert that to U.S. dollars? Just, I'm not sure what the euro to dollar. Netherlands is euros, right? I'm not sure what that is. It should be about the same. But I mean, we pay. I think we're $3,600 for A7S 3 right now. It's not a whole lot more. That may just be VAT tax only. Oh, the screen was facing out vlog style. That is interesting, Johnny. I have not run into that at all. And I have used the A7 IV recording hours upon hours upon hours. I've never had that issue. The only issue I ever had, and I was like, why is this shutting down? Is because my wife had put it on there for me, and she didn't know, and she had put the screen up against it. And I was like, why did it shut down? And I went over there and looked, and I was like, oh, yeah, you can't do that on that one. Well, I assumed you couldn't do it on there because it was pretty hot, but I never had it shut down until that happened. Will your V-Raptor be in Balkan blue as well, Scott? I tried to ask. You can see me chomping at the bit 2 weeks ago when Jared was on the live stream. He was talking up a storm. He was going 100 miles an hour, and I knew he had short. My nose is itching because I knew he had a short period of time, and I golly quit. I wanted to ask if there was any way I could get a Balkan blue V-Raptor. I'm sure there is. I just don't know that I can afford the paint job. Because they do custom colors. I mean, if you want a custom color, they will do it. If you want a custom body, they will do it. It's a custom camera, and you will pay for it. Hold on. No one should see this. I'm not really doing anything other than it's just disturbing. Itchy. I would absolutely love a Balkan blue V-Raptor Super 35. That would be so slick. And I do not care one bit what it looks like. It's kind of interesting. Your camera should be hidden on set. If it's going to be visible, you got to block it anyway. I think the black looks really good. I really do. I like that matte black that they're doing on the V-Raptors, but I think a light blue would be great. It's kind of like magic and thumb tips. Your thumb tip can be a thimble. Sorry, the thumb tip can be a thimble, and it can be silver. It could be neon green. And it's 100% about how you are presenting it. If I'm doing this to you and I'm keeping you distracted, you don't know what color the thumb tip is on the end of my thumb. I learned that the hard way because I was in a magic store, as I used to do all the time before my wife said stop going to the magic stores. I spent almost as much on magic as I did on. One day I'll do magic on here. I did some magic in the past. One day I'll do some magic on here. Maybe when my wife gets home, I'll do a magic trick live for you. Maybe. We'll see. Yeah. Oh, I was at the magic store and I was buying an extra large thumb tip, and I asked him, I was like, well, that's that color is really dark for my skin. Is there a lighter color? And he goes, you don't need one. I was like, what? And he says, let me demonstrate. And he reaches down and he grabs something. And he performs all these tricks. And I'm like, that's amazing. But what does that have to do with it? And then he shows the thumb tip. It was the brightest neon green, and it was about this long. And I never saw it because it's all about redirection. Same thing with a camera on set. If this is visible in your shot, you're screwing up. Wrap it. King says, Scott, you can use an adapter on the Z9 and you can use your Sony glass. Can you? I thought the flange on Sony was really, really shallow. How is that possible? How is that possible? I thought that the depth to the sensor on the Sony was so close. I didn't know that was possible. Thanks to Mikhail's addition of face tracking on Komodo. Yes, Mikhail I've shot the little one taking her first steps, and that's officially replacing my R5 as the always with me camera. It's cool. And it is coming to Komodo. It is coming, not real soon. And it's coming to V-Raptors. I mean, the technology's there. Oh, good shout, Gregory. Thoughts on your experience on Komodo face tracking? Yes. It's slick. It's slick. And when you got something like these GDU RF lenses, they're on sale now. Very, very durable. I really do love them. I did not expect the lenses are the inexpensive RFs. They're really good. Now they're not Bokeh Kings, but I mean, for a camera that you want to just grab and go and run around, I would fold my antenna down. But I mean, this is Scott Commando, just running in, grabbing stuff. You can get some amazing stuff with these lenses. And the 16 is a little distorted on the edges, but it's pretty impressive for what it is. And I do not have an affiliate link. Just go give GDU all your money because they're doing the one-offs of things that doesn't make sense for Red to do. And, stuff deserves to be enjoyed. I think you owe a comparison video when you're releasing V-Raptor versus Alexa 35. I'm still waiting. They're supposed to let me use an Alexa 35. I have not been pushing because right now I think it is completely fair that every Alexa 35 gets in the hands of very competent DPs, let alone my little sorry rear end. And as soon as one becomes available, they told me they want to put it in my hands and try it. I will happily do a first an Alexa 35 comparison, or just a video of the Alexa 35, and then I'll do some side-by-sides. I don't have a problem doing that. I never like to review a product compared to another product. And I know that seems contradictory. When I did my 1200D for aperture, I was comparing it to the M18, but I wasn't. I was comparing specs and price and using that as the example, but I wasn't comparing light for light. I wouldn't do that. I don't think that's fair. I think reviews deserve to stand on their own, because if you're in the market for an Alexa 35 and you're not in the market for a V-Raptor, then you want to see what the Alexa 35 can do. So who cares what it does compare? Now, if you're in comparison, that's fine. And that's how I operate. I go off on so many tangents, and Tommy, one of my good friends on here, he does not like that I go off on tangents. He makes fun of me for going off on tangents. I don't know. Do y'all like my tangents? I feel like that's why these live streams are 8 hours long sometimes, because of my tangents. Interesting from my experience, there is fairly competitive market here in Europe, as there are still many small resellers which will fight pricing with the big seller. Are they able to do that? I thought they were price fixed. Maybe they're not there. Hello, Brandon. Aloha. Boy, they didn't like your video in, you had posted your face tracking on Komodo, and they're like clickbait, clickbait. So I was like, man, why do people got to be so mean? It wasn't clickbaitish. It was a secret that was a secret and then was just expressed out. But I thought it was a good video. How are you, Brandon? I found that in the UK, it's very competitive too. Okay. Brandon says, Scott, did we just talk about magic? I used to do fairly regularly. Performed in Vegas. Wow. I have only performed for small groups of people, mostly kids, because I really enjoy kids. Well, and drunk people. Drunk people are the best. You can freak drunk people out. Yes, I have not performed magic in 12 years. I have 1.5 trunks full of every kind of magic. I love magic. Love magic. Greg says, if you hook it up with a Komodo link adapter, you get instant tracking. Just make sure there's enough free space on your iOS device. Interesting. Use face tracking on a live stream today. Very cool. Greg says, Scott, that's probably why neon camera colors help spot the camera in your shots and help prevent exactly what's happening. Yep. Yep, prices are insane. Paid $12,000 for an O'Connor, which sells for $18 in the US. Yeah. O'Connors, I adore O'Connors, but until Scotty gets elevated, mostly is his own problem. Scotty's not going to get to own a O'Connor. Creepy Scott's going to own an O'Connor before I do. But O'Connors, I love O'Connors. I just want a 1030. That's all I want. Everybody's like, oh, I get the 25. Nope, not 1030 is all I want. I like that one. But I also carry my tripods around when I backpack, and I ain't carrying around an O'Connor. And I'm always by myself, which means I don't get to put it off on a PA. Yes, there are a few adapters E to Z mount. Unfortunately, you can't adapt RF glass. Interesting. I need to read up on the new mirrorless standards and all the depths that they have, because Sony's always been a pain in the rear. Johnny says, I gotta head to bed now. Peace out, my dudes. Peace out, Johnny. Thanks for stopping by, and thank you for your kind donation. Tangents make it all more worth it. I like it. Tommy's back in this house going. I would agree with you on premise on comparisons, but unfortunately, those are the videos that get the views. You're right, King, and I don't know if you noticed it or not, but Scotty don't get views. Mostly because Scotty don't do the things that gets views. Scotty goes for putting the information out there. I need to. I just don't like it. I don't like chasing views. I don't like it. I don't want to do that. I don't want to be a slave to that. I want to just put the information out there. But it is truly holding back my my channel. I firmly believe I am my own worst enemy when it comes to this stuff. And something's got to give. Either me or me. You too. Thanks, big guy. You're welcome, Raymond. Where'd it go? That's weird. What sticks are you using if not O'Connor's? I use Miller's. I like Miller a lot. And I have the Miller Aero 15, I think it is. And it's good for, I think, 27 pounds. Which, I mean, my fully rigged cameras, they rarely go over, say, 18 pounds. And, they're getting smaller and smaller nowadays. So it's been great for everything that I need. I spent a lot of money on that and have been very, very pleased with it. I like it. Peace out. It's so weird. I saw your comment and I approved your comment. Brandon, my chat doesn't allow cussing. And I don't know which word was the cuss. But you were talking about that there were jackasses in the group. Yeah, they can be. They really can be. But I mean, it's part of the whole YouTube thing now, where there are people trying to get information out there in the hands of people, and then there are people out there who are abusing everything to get views, and it's a struggle. I feel like my video, I don't know, I'm a little biased, but I feel like my videos should be allowed on most of the groups, but they don't allow them. And so, I mean, I'm just me. That's all I can do. Ollie says, if I receive my Alexa 35 early next year, which the area guys have recently told me, and a shoot in Austin is happening as planned, you could try out mine. Dude, Ollie, I will come and be your PA. I'll come shoot with you happily. I'll hop, skip, and a jump all around. It'd be a lot of fun. I love, anytime I'm on set, I don't care what I'm doing as long as I'm on set. I mean, if I get to be DP, I loves it. If I get to be DIT, I loves it. If I get to be first AC, I don't love it. I don't love first AC, but I'll do it. I like second AC. I like second AC a lot more than I like first AC. Mostly just because I don't like pulling focus. Yeah. I can do it. But that would be fun, Ollie. I look forward to that hopefully happening. King says, just do it. Grab the R5C. The resolution alone can be a B cam for your Raptor XL. I'm not getting XL. I'm just getting straight V Raptor Super 35. This prop is pretty good. It's been a really good one all day. I wonder, I didn't bother to ask. Oh, okay. What is that? Oh, okay. Let's see here. Oh, did you know I'm live on my channel? It says so. Yeah, I don't, honestly, I think if the R5 had C-Log 2, which I care more about than the anamorphic D-Squeeze, I probably would jump on the R5, but I don't love the R5C. I have a hard time, I have a really hard time compromising on that. I think the C stands for compromise. I also, it was pretty funny. Brandon, you'll appreciate this. What is the life expectancy of flash cotton? I pulled some out. You missed the photos earlier. Here's we were doing a little photo shoot, and here's Creepy Scott. He was doing some flash cotton. It didn't flash. It didn't flash at all. It was it just went. That was it, and it was sealed in a bag. I never played with the flash. I have flash paper and flash cotton, and I never played with it. And I was like, it'd be cool. It's exactly something that Creepy Scott would do, is play with flash cotton. But he was very free. I mean, I want you to pay careful attention to the detail of Creepy Scott. So his hat, all of this is his wardrobe. He has a stain on his shirt, as only Creepy would have, because he didn't care. He has a bent cowboy hat because he didn't care. That is over there. That is Creepy Scott. He's got a very specific look. So wrong. That's so wrong. I don't even know what that is on there. I think it's mustard. 0.00 seconds. Yeah, flash paper. I didn't find I think it's in my trunk. My flash cut, and I knew where it was instantly. And so I grabbed that and I pulled some out and stretched it all out. It was less than fun. But I do love to be some flash paper. Creepy Scott has that Texas drip. Yeah, that's fair. If Creepy Scott doesn't have a ring that goes across three, he does. He does, but he doesn't wear it because it gets in the way of his insert joke here. I don't have a joke to. There's so many Creepy Scott. We had so much fun with Creepy's shot, but I do love this one. I think this shot is cool. I'm gonna color it though a little bit better. I think it's a little too bright on the face. I have the raws, so I'm excited. Let's see. Joel, have you had a chance to shoot with the Mercuries yet? I have not. I did get to play with them a little bit at Cinegear a year ago. Not the one in June, but a year ago. And I found them to be really cool, especially what they do with full frame. It is wild what full frame does on anamorphics. I think it's cool. I'm looking forward to them, and I will get to shoot with them soon. And Brandon's like, now that's the glass I want, Joel. Good God, those are red. Yes, they are. Love what Philip did on Facebook with it. 'Tis true, 'tis true, 'tis true. So what's where are we at? Where are we at? Oh. I was looking to see if wife went ahead and did pizza or not. She didn't ask. But I don't know. So what's on y'all's mind? What y'all want to chat about? What y'all got to say? What y'all got to talk about? What can we chit chat about? She's still there. I can go pizza. She seems to be at the store. She might be getting pizza. I don't know. It's weird that she's there. I wonder what she needed to get. Ollie says, I just saw this new DZO Retro 7 lens kit for $23. For me, just one question. Oh, okay, never mind. She reminded me there's a steak in the fridge, so I'm not having pizza. I mean, you got to have your standards, right? Yeah, DZO Retro lens for $23. Where were they drunk during that price meet? Well, here's what I know in speaking with people in the know in the lens industry. It costs a lot of money to deviate from the standard. And when you make all these lenses, they're not quite assembly line because they're not quite that. There's not that volume on there, but they want to just do boom, 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 boom. They want to bake all the lenses. They want to put all the coatings on there, and to not put all the coatings on there, it actually costs more money, and it's wild because it slows down everything. So I get, and they're trying to create a niche for it, but yeah, it's that. Yeah, King, you missed that one. I am opting for Super 35 for a couple of reasons. One of them is I do like I like the full frame. I love Super 35, and I've always loved Super 35. I have a ton of lenses for Super 35, and to go to the full frame, I was going to need to replace all of my lenses, and it was getting very expensive in the budget to do so. And it was making me sad because I really want to shoot 8K, and I don't want to crop in on the V Raptor. And when XL came out and I got to hold it, it's very nice. It's very, very nice. I decided that Super 35 is going to be much better fit. Plus, as Jared hinted, without confirming anything on the live stream 2 weeks ago, the Super 35 should be cheaper than the regular V Raptor. And cheaper is good for Scotty. No junk food for you today, mister. You're right. I mean, she was going to do it, but it was funny. She goes, that steak, though. And I was like, oh. So no more Sigma Cine Glass for you. I will still be getting that, but I don't have to get it all up front. And that was going to be a problem, was in order to use an 8K, I was going to have all the Sigma Cine Glass up front, or enough of them to shoot with, which made my budget go way up there. Now I can run with my beloved 18 to 35, my beloved 50 to 100, my beloved Takinas, Super 35 stuff. That made me very happy and made my pocket very happy. So I hope y'all can forgive me. I mean, I think that's why they're making Super 35, because there's still a market for it. Me like the cheaper part. Yes. Me likey. But I still think the Sigma Glass is definitely a purchase that I will be making long term, as well as Vistas. Vistas are just too complete to not own. But stages. Maybe it's time to plug that Raw Cuts channel. You know, Greg, you don't mind if I call you Greg, right? You're Gregory on here. I'm assuming you can go by Greg, but some people don't like it. You have to let me know if it's okay, because I've been shortening your name all day, and I don't want you to be going. But did y'all know I have a Raw Cuts channel that I have not been very active on because I've been self-conscious about it? But I mean, quite honestly, and I do say this a lot, I have been having serious boots in the rear to me to just start putting stuff out. And part of that was literally just the little shenanigans I played at the beginning. I was having a lot of fun doing that silly little stuff. And that's the comedy that Scott likes. Scott, like, just kind of putting things in there. And I don't know why I'm talking to third person, but that's the kind of stuff that I enjoy doing. And I'm just gonna start doing it. And I may lose some subscribers, and it's kind of funny. I put a video out the other day and I lost 7 subscribers right off the bat. And I was like, ooh. But I gotta be me. I gotta be me. Ali says, all things considered, I get what you mean, Scott, but it seems like the same thing as Samyang with their 20. Well, yeah, that's a different one. For that price, I don't see buying DZO stuff. I think the DZO stuff is okay. I think their primes are far better than their zooms. And I thought I was going to get a set in to try to change my mind on the DZO zooms. But DZO just kind of vanished on me. Sorry. If anybody knows anybody DZO, just poke them and say, hey, send them a set to review. I'll send them back. I'm not that guy. But I mean, and at some point, like people like Tim Doust, he would happily send me his set to review. And at some point I can do that, but it has to be a very specified time to do so, because he needs it back. And Timmy's a good dude. And if I can figure out the right project to try those in, then I'll make that happen. Otherwise, if anybody knows my DZO, just boop, give them a little boop, and tell them, hey, you know that guy Scott? Yeah, you should. Yep, ball out, Scott, but I hear you thinking long term. Yep. All right. Everybody calls me Greg. Hey, you. And occasionally Nick if they get confused. Well, okay. So go with whatever feels right. The natural language AI works fairly well these days, so I'll respond based on context. You know what's really creepy? All my life, it's the most odd thing. People that only know me, well, people that have only ever met me, have called me Stephen. People that don't know anything about my family have called me Stephen. Not often, but it does happen. Way more than any other name. And Stephen is the name of my brother. It is truly odd that I guess people just kind of look like their names. I don't know. And I kind of look like my brother, and he's a Stephen, so I guess that's what it is. It's a weird one. I've never understood that my entire life. People that have never met my brother, know anything about them, and they mistake my name and they call me Stephen. Just weird. But like you, Greg, Nick, AI, Gregory, I'll go by whatever gets my attention. They're like, hey, you. I'll be like, yes, how can I help you? All right, who's got questions? We can do a rapid fire round here. We're getting close to quitting time. And then we can jabberjaw rapidly. Again, if you haven't seen this thing, I mean, it's really slick. If you love red as much as I love red, this is well worth it. It is extremely heavy, machined aluminum. revarscine.com. Seriously, go out there, give it a look. I'm going to do a little mini review. That joke just never gets old. On it very soon, because it is really cool. It really is. And it's worth it. It's a little pricey, but it's worth it. Okay. So let's see. I can do that. Hold on a second. Hold on. Hold on, I gotta step outside for a second. There's a squirrel attempting to gnaw its way into my studio. Hey, get! Little sky rat. Hi, Rat. I'm right here, buddy. Sorry, I was hearing this. I was like, what in the world is that? Yeah, I could hear it in the back, and like they were digging in, trying to get into the studio. There it is. There is the Komodo and the little 1/2 scale V-Raptor. And I mean, they are really slick. I almost saw the dog out there. He loves to catch squirrels. That had to have been wild for y'all to hear, because it's all just sound effects at that point. Ollie says, I mean, for 23K, you can pick up at least here in Europe. CP3s, yes. No, not a fan of, well, CP3s are okay. CP2s I'm not a fan of. Canon CNs, yep. Vista Primes for 23K, yeah, I guess you could get a few. Sigmas, Cooks, that's what I mean. Yeah, I feel you, but you can't get 7. For 23K, I don't think any of those you could get 7 of. Do you? I think you could probably get 4 of those for 3 Vistas and 4 of the others. Cook maybe 3. If the studio is haunted a week before Halloween, I'm pretty spooked by what's coming next. I mean, y'all saw what happened earlier. I'm just saying. That was a lot of fun. Oh, a squirrel. Pretty cool. No double-barreled rifle to shoot the squirrel? No, don't need a double-barrel rifle. I don't typically shoot squirrels. Squirrels are fine around here. I live in a forest, so I mean, and it's all oak, so there's plenty of oak acorns for them to eat. But this guy was very much trying to get into the house or to the roof of the studio, and I saw where he was. There's a net that I have. It's a 50% net actually, hanging over my deck out here that we use for shade, and he was just sitting there and he was digging at the roof there, and I did not appreciate that, not one bit. I don't need squirrels in my attic. Plus, my attic is only 4.5 feet tall up top, but there's a lot of storage up there, and we have a lot of stuff up there. And because I'm 6.5 feet tall, that means my wife goes up there. And if a squirrel jumps out up there, while she's up there, she's going to fall through the ceiling. And I got to look out for projects, and I don't need to repair drywall. I just don't, and I don't want her to hurt. That's a 10-foot fall. You don't want her to come through that. I mean, we got to look out for these things. Now, Rex would just chase that squirrel. He's the only dog I've ever seen, and I guess there's some, but he's the only dog that looks up. Most dogs, they never notice birds. This dog, I mean, he watches every vulture, every hawk, every owl. It's wild. He's a fun one. And he just chases them off. He doesn't injure them. When he was a puppy, he would go a little too far, but we've asked him not to, and he abides by that now. 4 to 5 new, 5 to 6 used. Yeah, or 6 Cine Xenars. They are Phil Holland's favorite. Phil Holland's favorite. He does love him some Xenars, but not the 18 is hard to get. I like the Xenars. I really liked those Xenons. I almost want to get a set of Xenons now, because you can find those things for like $2,000 a pop. And I think they're really good lenses, except for the CA. And I think I just need to look beyond them, because for $2,000 a pop, for maybe $2,400 a pop, for is he gonna lay down? Good boy, lay down, buddy. Where are you going? Hey, get on the camera. I put it up for you. Come, you turd. He just walked away. I think I could handle a set of those, and they're full frame. So, I mean, there's definitely times when you can use them. All right, who's got some last rapid fire questions? And then we're gonna wrap this puppy up. I said puppy, and he was all excited because he thought we were going to go in and get steak. Oh, it's a good question. By the way, is that a real brick wall in your studio, or is it wood? Everything in my studio is fake, including me. I am completely fake. I am AI. That is fake wood. It's not even wood. It's that composite press board from big box store Home Depot here. That is fake. That wall is a real wall back there, but this wall is that's a set wall. All the lights, everything back here, although they're real, they're all props. It's all set. Which is something else that Tommy told me and that I need to get off my butt and do. He said, I have all the same look. This is a great look for live streams, he says, but I need a couple of other looks. And I think he's right. And so I think we're going to go ahead and do the set. This spot over here next to this set it was going to be a basement set, but I never got around to doing it. And I just didn't know what I would do with the basement set. I wanted to do kind of some retro gaming, classic gaming kind of stuff, but I don't think I'm going to do that. So yeah, maybe I'll do another set over there. It's time to mix it up because I want some looks. And Raw Cuts has its pseudo kitchen. We got more stuff to do the kitchen set, but I don't know what I want to do with it yet. But yeah, I'm all a fake, Camille. Everything is fake. And it is amazing, and I mean amazing, what your eye cannot see. For instance, right here, right in front of the lamp, you can't tell, but there's a seam on the wall. And that seam is, it's not taped and floated like a sheetrock wall. It is masking tape and painted. And you can't tell. It is amazing. When something's slightly out of focus, you can't tell. Every once in a while, the camera will get changed, and like it's changed a little bit right now. You can actually see the glow from my hair light right here. But you'll see, right? This is so hard to point in 3 dimensions. Right in there, sometimes you'll see the roof, or because the bricks only go up 8 feet, and it's 10-foot ceilings. So you can see the corner. And it's funny, every once in a while I'm like, and I see that in there. How many different kinds of light have you got in there? I have a lot of lights, and I use a lot of lights. I have almost everything that Aperture makes. I have a lot of different quasar tubes, the double rainbows, ProLight. These are Aperture B7Cs, and I use those a lot when I'm out shooting. I love the B7Cs. I use the MCs a lot. I mean, a lot. And I am excited for their MC Pros. I am really excited because they literally, all of my MCs, they're all down here magnetically stuck to my desk. That's where they live until we use them because they're charging right there. And it's awesome. Okay. Sorry. Talking about the ones you can control remotely. Well, everything I can control remotely. It's all done remotely. Let me turn off some here so I can turn off there. And then we can go into here. My phone should be charged up. I can get about that. So let me just go into Citus Link. Have y'all not seen the MC Pros? Oh my gosh. They are the MCs on steroids. They're better in every way. And they've been showing them off. Sneaky peeks. And they are cool. Okay, so let's see here. Let's say everybody hates purple, which I understand. So let's just switch it all to, I don't know. Let's do a cyan. Cyan's prettier. Okay, we'll go back. We'll go to here. We'll go to the next one, which is here. Now this one's a little green, and it doesn't need to be. We can go ahead and bring up the intensity on that. Everything is completely configurable. So we'll just give a little bit more light there. That one has a unique yellow. It's very yellow for a lampshade in the one in the back. And then the desk lamp. The desk lamp is hilarious. It should never be purple, but you know, it's just a look. I love everything about Aperture. I mean, it's awesome. And then, you know, we got like my key light. I can adjust it. I've got my fill, which is yeah, there we go. It's grabbing the wrong thing. There's my fill. So yeah, all of the above. And then I just have, like, literally, I have stuff set up. So this is my prompter look. So I just press the button and everything comes up as a prompter. And then I have, if I'm going to do, let's see here. For tech cuts, when I do tech cuts over here, I have a completely different look for tech cuts. Studio Colorful. All the colors of the rainbow. And I love it. I mean, they are so incredibly useful, and I have my Sinus Link programmed with all the different looks. I love Sinus Link. Aperture sent me 4 of the MCs before they had the charging case ready, and they don't sell the case separately. I know, it's a pain. I bought a little USB-C multi-port charger that I use to plug in. Brandon Marsh. Hello, Brandon. Where the heck I've been? Well, I had some health issues that were causing me to not be available on camera. And then we popped back, and then I had a family health issue. Not me, no one else, but everybody's fine. Everybody's good. I am 98% of me. I'm so happy to be back to be where I was. But yep, that's where I've been. We're back. We're back now. We'll be back next weekend or next Friday. We will not be the weekend or the Friday after, unless I'm just truly bored. If I live stream in 2 weekends on a Friday, it will be me slightly inebriated drinking beer at a Oktoberfest in November. Makes total sense. So you probably, every time I've done that, people don't like to tune in, and it's really loud, so I really don't do that much. MC Pro or Rotolite Neo 3. Rotolites are nice. I like them. I am still waiting for mine to review here. They keep promising, but I think they're filling back orders, and that's fair. At some point, I will get to do the full review on those. MC Pros are pretty slick. Thanks for the live stream. Thank you, Camille, for stopping by and staying up late. And Gregory, thanks for staying up late. Brandon says, sorry to hear, Scott. I've been there myself. Good to hear everything's okay. I will be slightly inebriated with you. Marson, I love it. Scott, what is your current macro lens? I shoot with 2. My primary macro lens is the Canon 100mm f2.8. I love that lens. It is a completely underrated lens. It's sharp as heck. And then I also like the IRIX 150. I use it a lot. And then I will use the probe lens, but it's very niche. But I would say most of my macro is done on the 100 Canon. It's just such a great lens, and you can get it so cheap. So cheap. Talk about the DS Apollo or save it for next time. Use the pre-production ones for a while. I'm pretty excited. Yeah, I could talk about them in the future. Probably save it for another time. Gregory says the Canon macro is a jack of all trades. It is. It's also a fantastic portrait lens. I mean, it's got image stabilization. It's f2.8. It's 100 millimeters. It's full frame. It's tack sharp. I mean, it's blatantly sharp. It's like me when I sing. RF or EF? I have EF. Unless I convince myself to buy a Canon RF, I'm not going to buy too terribly more. I probably will, when GDU makes the rest of these, I'll probably pick those up because those are pretty slick. And it's going to convince me more and more to get RF, but we shall see. By the way, I got my Vista service based on your live stream I did a while back. Boy, I didn't realize how badly they needed it. But aren't they amazing now? Super smooth. And that was that grease, the what do you call it? The fluid, they had a different fluid originally or something, chemical imbalance on them. But yeah, beautiful. Oh, I'm nerding out with the MPE65 every chance I get. Gregory, I had that lens. And it is definitely a fun nerding out lens. The problem I have with that lens, other than don't freaking breathe around it because it does a 5 times magnification, was getting enough light around it. Everything, the lens would get in the way of what I wanted to shoot. Getting light to it was near impossible. And I bought the focus rack, the little, amazing. It was a neat lens. It's an expensive lens. And I was warned when I bought it that it's probably not going to be the very lens that I expect. And I think that's a fair statement. It is not as versatile, but it's cool. It does cool. RF 100 macros, 300. I saw that. I saw that. For my purposes right now, I do not see a need for an RF version of the 100. Every chance that I'm doing macro, I'm not moving. I don't need it to be super compact. I'm okay adapting to the EF on that one. Okay, so let's wrap up this live stream. I have gone on 2 hours and 37 minutes and 36 seconds. Streaming at 720.00p. And, I hope you all had a wonderful, wonderful live stream. And please, RevarCity.com, if you are slightly interested, they are going to run out. He is not going to make any more. I think the number that are left are in the double digits only. And there were not going to be very many made. So if you are slightly interested, run and purchase one. You're supporting Revar in what they do. Ryan, who's a great guy on here. I'm not affiliated. I'm not getting any affiliate on that. Don't worry. Use my affiliate link just so he knows that you're buying it because of the live stream. But I'm no compensation. Just get it because it's cool. And everyone, have a fantastic and wonderful weekend. I hope you all have great health. And what lens combo do you like with the Raptor Mini? That's a good question. I went with the Vista Prime myself. I do like this Atlas. I think the Atlas is really cool, but Atlas is love or hate. Vistas, who doesn't love a Vista? So I went with the Vista 35, I believe. Really slick. And yeah, it's your choice. And when you buy the lens with I think if I remember, I don't remember the pricing, but it's only $100 for the lens to add on to the V-Raptor Mini. So it's worth it. So everyone, I hope you have a wonderful, safe, healthy, fantastic weekend. And as always, as I like to leave it, come on, you can say it along with me. Don't let your passions center around your life. Let your life center around your passions. Have a fantastic weekend, everyone. And